Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everyone? What's up, Junie? Mike, Cindy, Popcorn. Why so cold? What's happening? What's up, Anthony? What up? I just had a delicious team lunch. Now I have to fend off a food coma. I don't blame you. I'm kind of in a tiny miniature food coma right now. My mom brought over some amazing cheesecake yesterday that I've been snacking on, and yeah, it's dangerous stuff to have around the house. What you gonna cook for us today? That's a good question. Yo, what's up, Quentin? Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Wait, there's a food coma command? No, that wasn't the only thing I had for lunch. So, okay, I know I've been exclusively working on this song for like 2 streams now, so I apologize for starting the stream with this track again. But I really, really wanted to get just a more a slightly more fleshed out version of this speed house tune and throw it into my album playlist. And then I wanted to just kind of jam out on some album stuff and try to notice what kind of stuff I think I need to work on. So just bear with me. I'm gonna hop back into the project file here and see what I was doing. I think I just started trying to rearrange the intro a tiny bit.
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
Okay, I was trying to figure out how to get the chords going for the top line right here.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am.
Hold on. There's something.
It wasn't my choice.
Maybe I could just do them legato. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible because, yeah, I know that people probably have a little bit of fatigue from this song. Also, let me. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see the glow. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. It wasn't my choice, but here I am. Why don't we just make the most of what we got here? No, it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. Why don't we just make the most of what we got here? It wasn't my choice.
There's some weird stuff going on here, but I like the idea of maybe starting with a little bit of a fake out here, and the drop instead of going straight into the groove. But yeah, the whole idea is like pretty rough still. I just don't know how to work with this tempo. In my mind, I'm kind of approaching it as like a really fast version of like chromatically or something. I think I need to also need to duplicate one of these. I can't just use audio here because I'm gonna need to do some stuff with it. So let me mute this for the time being, and I'll create some kind of version of this little I need to see Haywyre live in a concert. Yeah, you do. Yeah, listen. Normally what artists do is if they're normally you have some kind of well, actually I guess the whole album cycle is kind of an outdated model now, but normally you have some kind of regular cadence to your releases and your tours, and unfortunately for fans of my music, it can be very touch and go in terms of my presence, and that's something that I don't really know what to make make of that. It's not really a thing I'm proud of, um, but yeah, you know, I think at the end of the day, like I try to prioritize the healthiness of my relationship with my craft, as much as I do my ability to make a living off of it. You know, I don't want it to go too far in one direction than the other. I feel like it's important to, you know, yeah. Anyways, what was I doing? I totally lost track. I distracted myself. It's also different. Like, you know, now that I've been in the industry for a while too, I kind of, I envy some of the people that have like duos, or, you know, you think about like the longevity. You don't have to have band members to have a successful long-term career. But it does make me wonder sometimes whether, like, you know, I think about like how long Noizia's career was and how consistent and how dominant they were. And then also you think about like Cone Sound too, like how long they've been releasing such consistently great music. You know, it has made me wonder at times, like, wow, what would have happened with Haywyre if I had met the right person to like, to like be a part of the project. You know, it never really happened that way, but I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like, sometimes I've wondered about that, whether that would have been beneficial for like the long-term health of the Haywyre project. But anyways, what about you and Breaking Duo? Yeah, I mean, we like making stuff together on occasion. But yeah, it's a totally different ball game, obviously, when you're committing to like building your entire career, building your life around that career. That's a whole nother story. So let me check out the sound and try to get something that somewhat emulates it. I think we get rid of the diffuser. What's up, Chairboy? Drop baby lore. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, he was really a kind of a sad cat today. He was just walking around meowing all over the house. I think he's a little upset that we've both been quite busy. The cat dad and cat mom have had their hands full. Honestly, he could care a little bit. He doesn't really care too much about me. He cares more about his cat mom. So when she's not around, and she's been really busy lately, he gets kind of upset. So, and I do my best, you know, I hold him and I try to give him treats here and there. And I've been letting him come into the studio more often, but yeah, he needs the mom time. Okay, this is, I don't really like the filter position that much.
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
I mean, that's probably good enough for now. Let's just record this.
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
Yeah, we love the comb filters. I agree with you.
why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
So where do we want the chord progression to pop in? Somewhere, I think here?
It wasn't my choice.
Yeah, right here. Okay. So we can just extend it tiny bit further. And then starting there, we'll have the chords. But first let me record the chords with the synth.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see the glow. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. It wasn't my choice, but here I am. The most of what we got here.
I'm a little confused about the structure at the moment.
It wasn't my choice, but here.
So let's record these chords here. But yeah, my goal is to basically just get something super basic down for this intro, something that feels at least passable, and then kind of shift focus to other album stuff. I was gonna bust out the drum kit today, but then I realized that I was a little too late. I kind of realized like right before the stream, I was like, oh shit, I would love to do that. But it's just gonna take some time to set up again. But maybe for Sunday.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see the glow. So why don't we just...
Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see the glow. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
You know, maybe those should be legato instead of staccato hits. Let me try playing it legato.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see the glow. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. It wasn't my choice, but here I am. Make the most of what we got here. No, it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. Why don't we just make the most of what we got here? It wasn't my choice.
Still don't know how to get this to sound better. Like these, I like the addition of these. I recorded just some little staccato vocal thingies here.
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
I like that. But then I don't know. I tried to chop them up here, and it sounds kind of weird. Doesn't sound that good. Maybe I could kind of have it fade in some more. Try to match the like volume shaping on the chords. Maybe a little too bright. Yeah, it's possible. Let's see. Definitely like the drum sound design I'm not crazy about, so there's a lot of stuff that's still gonna change in here.
Yeah.
I think I will try to record these legato chords instead real quick.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see the glow. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. It wasn't my choice, but here I am. Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
Okay, let me duplicate this, and I kind of want to separate this vocal thing here, make it
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here? No, it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. Why don't we just make the most of what we got here? It wasn't my choice.
And that comb filter position on this lead thing is kind of weird right now. I think we could just do something simple like that for now. Turn this to that's fine. Okay. Cool. I think we'll just leave it like this for the time being. Let me do one more quick check on the intro. It's obviously pretty rough at the moment, but
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
copy that over to this layer, the quieter
Why
one.
don't we just make the most of what we got here? Make the most of what we got here. Make the most of what we got here. Make the most of what we got here. We got a new follower.
Yo, thank you for the follow, Aventry. Appreciate it. Interesting.
What we got. It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see the glow. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. It wasn't my choice, but here I am.
This little feedback thing is kind of cool to build some tension. I like it.
Make the most of what we got here.
Why is it suddenly so much louder? What the hell? Maybe we need to turn it down a little bit.
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
Okay. Let's just leave this. I'm gonna do one more thing, render this, and then we'll switch gears to the album project file, cause I just want to get a tiny bit of reverb, or sorry, delay going in this section here.
Why don't we just make the most of what we got here? No, it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. Why don't we just make the most of what we got here?
Okay, cool.
It wasn't my choice.
Take a quick look at this section here as well. Let's see.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see it go. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. It wasn't my choice, but here I am.
I think maybe just a quick little bass thing would be nice for this area of the song. Let's go sidechain, bro.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see it go. So why don't we just make the most of?
It's a little kind of, I don't know, it's not quite the sound I want for this, I think. I don't know, maybe this will work better.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see it go. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here.
Okay, that's the riff there. We'll keep it just octaves for now.
It wasn't my choice, but here I am. I see the light, see the shine, and I see it go. So why don't we just make the most of what we got here? I know it won't be long before we're gone for good from here. It wasn't my choice, but here I am.
Okay, cool. And let's render this, and then let's switch gears. We'll save this as another version here, and render. Okay, this might just take a second. All right. Quick little coffee break. I definitely think that I think there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of kind of finding the right drum kit for this track. And I think the intro, the build and the drop, I feel like are great. I'm more so still trying to understand the arrangement for the intro. Because I like the idea of having this vamp section with just some drums and maybe some little atmospheric sounds, like comb sound and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just not super convinced by it yet. That was pretty awesome to see Atura joining the Haywyre Discord. It made me happy to see that. The timing was crazy because I had just gone on that jog listening to his music. I feel like it's great. It's great workout music. I'm really vibing with that space right now. All right, album playlist time. Let's see, what do we got? Let me chuck the current version of Gone for Good right here, and next to the old one. And let's take a gander. I was thinking, the reason I thought about setting up the drums today was because I was kind of contemplating potentially just improvising some drums on top of some of the album tracks to see what it if it inspires anything. But we can still do that with my keyboard. Let's get what the hell?
Tried on so many different faces, new one for every situation. Don't seem to mind all the changes, all the changes. Signing my name, pen to paper, the meaning is lost seconds later. Making room for who I'm becoming, I'm becoming. Is it a forgery, an imitation? Is it a copy, a replication? Is it just counterfeit, a simulation? Is it pretending being somebody else? Somebody else, somebody else, somebody else. Can stop pretending being somebody else. Somebody else, somebody else, somebody else. Can stop pretending being somebody else.
I think this is an old version actually, but that's all right.
Is it a forgery, an imitation? Is it a copy, a replication? Is it just counterfeit, a simulation? 'Cause I'm pretending
Actually, a little bit of halftime there could be kind of cool. Maybe not right when this bridge section starts.
Is it a forgery, an imitation? Is it a copy, a replication? Is it just counterfeit, a simulation? 'Cause don't pretend I'm being somebody else. Somebody else. Somebody else. Stop pretending being somebody else.
Yeah, there's something about the vocals that is kind of bothering me. I think it might be more of an EQ thing. They may also be a little bit too far in the front of the mix right now. Kind of want the sound design to take over a little bit more than this, but yeah, generally feels pretty okay. It's really, I think with pretty much all the album tracks, because I'm spread so thin, like my time, I feel like it's gonna be a matter of doing really some deep dives on a production level to really bring them to that next like final phase. Like I'm really happy with a lot of the material, but it's definitely missing that last, you know, all of them are missing that last like 5% of like, you know, nice touches and attention to detail, but that's okay. I'm not really too concerned about that right this moment, but I know I need to accomplish that to get these on the release schedule.
All of these decisions that I can see, are they really mine or made for me? Maybe I would rather play make-believe. Maybe the truth isn't what I need.
Oh, right. I forgot about this build. Still not sure what to do here.
The truth isn't what I need.
I feel like that lead sound design is also a little bit underwhelming right now. I'm gonna start writing some notes down here. I feel like a lot of other stuff is sounding good in Make Believe, but that's something that, let's see, album notes, that I feel like is still sounding a little too meh. I Make Believe, drop lead, a little boring. It's obviously a big part of the song. I just feel like I need something a little more interesting than what's there. Forgery, the vocal, drop vocal is a little bit too loud. Front of mix. Drum jamming gave good ideas. That's actually kind of true for Make Believe too. All right. Let's keep looking around. Yeah, this entire post-drop thing is kind of whatever. I definitely would like to find something better to do there.
All of these decisions that I can see, are they really mine or made for me?
I think the whole album needs a lot more toms. I agree.
I'd rather play make believe. Maybe the truth isn't what I need. Saying one thing, but we're doing just another. Looking at back and seeing that it's color. Truth is our friend and man is a brother. Saying one thing, but we're doing just another.
I wonder if I could use that vocal somewhere else somehow. I just, it doesn't, I don't know. Arrangement has been a really big issue for me in this album. I think trying to like lean more into my voice has actually been opening up a lot of challenges for me that I wasn't anticipating. So I feel like in the past, the most I would use my voice for is maybe like a verse or something like, or a hook, you know, something like "Do You Don't You" or "Endlessly," you know, tracks like that, or chromatically where it's like literally just me just talking, chopped up and processed. I guess I did have tracks like "Wisdom" more recently where there's more vocals, but yeah, I don't know why I'm kind of struggling with that a little bit. I was thinking about maybe going into Head First again. I was thinking about maybe some of that comb sound design that I was having fun with in Gone for Good could be useful in Head First. Oh, this is an old version. Let me go to renders. Head First 5.
I know if I ever look back, I can find plenty went back. I can tell you right now that there's plenty of things I don't understand. Some things I would work at, you what I would have done it says. I feel my heart trembling, 'cause I know I'll do it again.
Huh, interesting. This is pretty underdeveloped right now. All right, let's open it up. Let's take a look at it. It's definitely one of the many tracks that needs some tender love.
I know if I ever look back, I can find plenty went back.
All right. Let's see. I think this.
I know if I ever look back.
Oh yeah, this thing, I think we're gonna.
I know if I ever look back, I can find plenty went back. I can tell you right now that there's plenty of things I don't understand. Some things I would work at, no what I would have done in what says. And I feel my heart trembling, 'cause I know I'll do it again.
So the first thing that came to mind here is that I think I want to have a little more emphasis on, like, Some particular moments here. Hold on. Let's see. Boom. Boom. Okay, I also don't think that the lead should go off on this tangent there. Okay. And then definitely want something much more interesting going on here than just silence. It's not, there's obviously a little bit something going on, but where are those little repeats? I had these master repeats somewhere. Is it these guys? Yeah. Maybe we try to bring this back over there. I wonder what the rhythm should be. There already are some comb chords in here. I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, just for fun, let's try to throw some in here. Some movement like that could be nice. Does feel a little kind of bland, but I've also heard it a lot of times, so could just be that I'm getting a little desensitized to it. But let's just try throwing it on the original patch here. Oh, we could probably do an LFO, but I'm just gonna manually do it in case I want to have some specific articulations at some point, maybe. It does affect the harmonic presence quite a bit. Maybe maybe we could go like that. Where's this guy? Let's bounce this and add a little bit of delay or echo. Wonder why they renamed it to echo. Good to see you, DJ Duck. Tomorrow will be the demo feedback. Yes, you were right already. It will be. Let's go back to this build section. This thing is kind of sounding weird to me right now. I think it's this sub thing. I think I might want to try to experiment with a different sound for the low end here. Let's just kind of flip through some stuff and see what we find. Okay, let me change the drum pattern for this slightly as well. get rid of some of the stereo and the low end. Yeah. This isn't a bad one, but let's keep looking. Is there reverb on the master here? Never mind. Maybe the little riff could be cool there. I do like this bass sound here. Maybe like some kind of run on the synth melody. It's really kind of a bummer that I committed all that to audio. I don't think it'd be that difficult to throw something else in here. Let me try to just grab something for efficiency's sake right now that I've already maybe produced previously or engineered previously. Who's using honey instead of sugar and tea? I don't really drink tea very often personally. Maybe something like that could be cool. I've heard this song so many times that it's hard for me to hear the drop any other way than it is right now. But something tells me that it feels a little bit boring still for some reason. Maybe we could try to throw some kind of Foley or like I was thinking about like that downbeat impact. Like maybe there's some kind of messy kick or some kind of impact sound we could throw in there. I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Yeah, boy. Try. Take a look at what kick drum action is going on here actually right now. I'm gonna throw a little reference rack on here. Effect chains mixing. Let's throw this on here. Cause something tells me that like something about the low end feels a little weird. Let's try to just mid pass it for a little bit. Is this the, no, that's another lead. I think that maybe there could be a little bit more sub movement. Dun, dun. Let's try to add, oh, wait, this isn't even mono. That's crazy. Switch this to -12 and -12. And get a little bit of a tiny bit of movement here. Dun, dun. Oh. Try like that. Okay, this needs to be changed slightly. Dum. Dum. Yeah, let's see how that sounds. I'm curious. Yo, what's up, Cody Lineage? Thanks for the follow. I'm kind of hearing this random little like bass bass pluck, bass slap. Well, I already have stuff going on there. Yeah, it feels like maybe the low end is still a little bit too much. Where's that bass sound? That thing sounds pretty underwhelming right now. Yeah, this thing here. It's also not being sidechained. I just need the timing of this piano to be much more on point. And also this delay, I think, is a bit too much. So let's turn it down a bit. Yeah, let's go like that. I don't really mind the riffing, it just needs to be a little bit more on time. I like this riff, but it might be a little bit early to have that in there. Maybe we kind of drag all this over a bit. I don't know about the fake out. I feel like the bridge is so long that it should maybe just go straight back into the drop. But yeah, I don't know.
I know if I ever look back, I could find anywhere back. I can tell you right now that there's plenty of things I don't understand.
I think it'd be nice to get some more Foley going in here. Some random little things. A little bit of texture.
I know if I ever look back, I know if I ever look back. I know if I ever look back, look back. I know if I ever look back, I could find anywhere back. I can tell you right now that there's plenty of things I don't understand. Some things I will put where I don't wanna let. Some things I will put where I don't. I know if I ever look back, I could find anywhere back. I can tell you right now that there's plenty of things I don't understand. Some things I will put where I don't wanna let what says. I never feel my heart trembling, 'cause I know that I'm doing it. Some things I will put where I don't wanna let what says.
Okay, I think we're just gonna add a gentle little saw chord thing in here. Nice. Let's get the resonance up there a little bit too. Okay. Okay, a little bit of reverb. Okay, and then I think I need to tame these strings a tiny bit more as well. Let's see. Maybe we have just like a subtle little drum pattern here underneath, something that feels like, I don't know, a little like softer, gentler, but keeps the groove going a little bit. That's a really cool loop. I think I was using that in good Gone for Good as well. But yeah, probably not what we want here. What is this? Alright, let's keep looking. Basically, I just want a loop that I can cut up. Yeah, this might be good. A good starting point. It's a little bit bright, but that's alright. Let's see, slice to new MIDI track. Okay. I wonder how we could kind of like, I guess we could just try to pitch it all down. Let's try to bandpass it maybe a little bit too. I don't. I think it's a bit subtle right now, but I don't really mind it like that. Sounding good. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. It's kind of a slow and arduous process at this point, trying to work on these album tracks, but it's just part of the. It's just part of the process. I think it'd be nice to have another, like, I'm kind of picturing another synth layer, something with lots of echo. Let's get rid of that low end. Okay. Maybe I legato it. Kinda cool. There's some hits there that were kind of cool and some that weren't. I liked some of those. Not that one. Let's try that. Nice. potentially experiment with the cutoff position a little bit. Nice. I think I want to start a bit higher here, a little bit lower here. Cool. Let's record some more right here. Okay. The mix definitely is kind of a little rough in this area, but I think a lot of that is because of the strings. We'll figure it out. You know what? I could still hear the fake out working. Maybe it's just half as long. But we'll get to that in a moment here. Got to stay focused, gang. Let's see. What if, where's that low end coming from? I think I have a synth playing that right here. This thing. I think this note here is a little problematic. Okay, I have an idea. I'm just gonna try something out here because I thought that I heard for a brief moment there an alternate drop idea. So let me add some extra measures here. Let's do 100 measures. Gonna mute everything well, everything after this little fake out thing for a brief moment here. I have something I want to try. Okay. Let's create something new here. I was just like, thinking like maybe we could try to experiment with some kind of alternate drop idea. Okay, let's try that, and then let's... I don't really like this, flanger is kind of... Wait, I thought I muted all the strings. I guess I didn't. There we go. Nah. None of these, I don't think they're really giving me what I'm looking for. It sounded cooler in my head. Let's keep looking through some of these other comb options. I do love the sound of them, but they can also just be like, so comb filters can just affects the harmonic profile so much. Kind of sounds like a synthy clavichord or something. Yeah, let's forget about this for now. I'm gonna go back to the drop here. Although, what I did want to do here. I think I wanted to halve the length of this fake out. If I have one at all, I think half the length would be fine. Let's copy this over here. You see what I mean? Just half the length. You know, this thing feels like it should be a bit longer here. Okay, let's do this. Add a little bit of pitch movement. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but maybe we just high pass it a little bit. High pass, let's go like this. I think I do want to add a pitch bend here as well. Bow, bow. Something like this. Envelopes. Yeah, there we go. I don't really like this sound. This thing is kind of a whatever sound to me. Not sure. Not sure I want to keep this. think I want to change up the chord progression a little bit here at the end. Probably not with this sound. I think I need to kind of continue. Probably need to get something more saw chordy just to make sure it stays a little more consistent. Okay, now let's get the get this quantized and then add the sub back in and see if this could make sense. Something like that. I don't know about this little bass riff thing there, but maybe we add a little comb action here, because why not? Maybe it will work. Let's see, let's go like this. I think we're gonna try to all right, whatever. Let's go back to the intro again briefly.
I know if I ever look back, I could find plenty went back. I could tell you right now that there's plenty things I don't understand.
I feel like there's some specific frequency ranges here that I can tame just a tiny bit.
Ever look back, I could find plenty went back. I could tell you right now that there's plenty things I don't understand. Some things I don't look right, no matter what anyone says. I feel my heart trembling, 'cause I know that I'll do it again.
I don't know if I want a full on like drum groove here. Let me Let's get rid of these octaves here. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, dun. Huh. Start and end. I think we need some more pizzazz. You know what I mean with this guitar riff here. So I think maybe we try to layer some different string articulations in there. I unfortunately don't have my boys, the string lads in the studio with me right now, so I'll have to find something else. Let's go staccato. Okay. Let's maybe get rid of this reverb. I think we probably get rid of the pitch bending for the strings. Sounds pretty unnatural. Okay. And let's get another string sound in here. Something for those more legato notes. Oh, I forgot about this glitch. Oh man, that's so annoying. There's literally, I can't believe this has been a glitch for like, I don't know, it's probably like 10 years now. I can't believe they never fixed this. Is this part of the reason why Native Instruments is going bankrupt? Sustain. So let me see what the three, I think there's 3 notes we want sustained. I think it's just those 3. So let's record those 3 and then just flatten it, throw it in there. Whoops. Okay, it's those 3. Bounce it. And let's see. Could probably pitch bend it inside of the audio clip. Let's see. Let's go complex. And clip. Transposition. Whoa. Hold on, it's kind of hard to see exactly where to draw this. I think like this. Okay, that first one sounds a little bit better now. So let's get the second one sounding a bit better too. Clip, transposition. Something like this. Nope. Oh, it's 2 semitones this time. Okay, I think we need another layer under this for a... We're going to get the same 3 notes, but we'll get a tremolo string in there too. Let's get rid of this. And throw... Wait, where's the... Oh yeah, there we go. Contact... Orchestral... Cello ensemble? Nope. I think... Well... Okay. Kind of a tedious process, but I think that this could help with this little riff. Let's reduce the OTT a little bit and get rid of the reverb as well. Perfect. Bounce those. And... Okay, let's move this over here. All right. Super exciting stuff here, guys. Okay, this could be reduced in volume. Why does this one sound like... Oh, there we go. No. Okay, we're going to do the same process here. Complex Pro, formants at 0. We'll get the... Wait! You can automate the format now. That's cool. I don't know when they added that, but... Nice. I've been wanting to do that for years. I always wondered why they didn't let you automate that. It actually is a little bit better. Still missing some stuff, but I like it. I think another thing I might try is I think I might just try to recreate the entire drop in a new a separate project file. That's something that helps sometimes when you have all this sound design kind of stacked up and you're like having a hard time hearing the idea any other way than it already is. I would like to experiment with it a little bit more because I'm not super convinced that this is like the best version of the drop. It sounds fine, but it's not. I don't know. It's missing a little some. How's the wrist go? Still bracing it, or did it get better? I appreciate you asking. It's come and go, but it's still gotten better. Man, it just blows my mind that this has been such an arduous process. But I think that my hope is that with continuing to exercise regularly and doing lots of stretching and warm-ups, and I've been using this thing called I think it's called an NSD spinner. I forget. I think that's the brand is NSD, I think, and then the device is called a spinner. And it's this it's almost like a handheld, I don't know exactly how to call it, but it's like this plastic casing, and then on the inside is a plastic ball. And you wind up the ball, and the centrifugal, how do you pronounce that? Centrifugal force creates like this these unexpected kind of like movements and this weight in your hand, and it's really great for trying to build muscle. And that's something I've been trying to use more regularly. It's kind of cool too. It's just like a fun thing to feel. It truly makes this inanimate thing feel like it's alive, because it's kind of like moving around in all these unpredictable ways. But that's been helping too. Anyways, I think that that was like a tiny bit of progress, but nothing special. But that's one of the nice things about getting to this point in like working on albums. It's like it's much easier to say, well, you know what, this has progressed a bit, but maybe it's time for me to move to something else, because maybe I'll have gained some perspective on another idea, those kind of things. But yeah, I'm gonna render this, and I might slowly wind down here as well. I know these streams recently have been a little bit like more, probably a little less exciting to see me just clicking around and just understanding these tiny little adjustments. But I just want to stay focused on what's gonna get me to that finish line with this track. That's the most important thing for me right now. Koi Wave, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But I'll be back tomorrow for Feedback Fridays. So I'll take a break from streaming the album stuff and listen to what you guys got for me. Hopefully some good submissions. I mean, there's always great submissions every week, but you never know. It's been some heavy hitters recently, I feel like. There were a few tracks last week that really stood out to me. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to wind it down for now. Probably going to keep working off stream here for a little bit. But yeah, appreciate y'all hanging out as always. Thanks for chilling, and appreciate the kind words as well. Love you since never count on me. Cool for you to show the process for sure. Appreciate that. But yeah, thanks, Zelensky. See you guys later. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
share? Do we know? We know, we know what we share. Do we know? We know, we know what we share.